is old scrap 1/2 inch, not really 1/2 inch, somewhere in between, plywood, but I want to take a different approach to it. I saw some cool videos by Michael on YouTube creating patterned plywood. So essentially I want to cut these up into 1/2 inch strips and then flip them over on this side and glue them to get this side out, and that becomes the face. It's a long process. It takes some time, but yep, that's the approach. And here is a small mock-up of what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to use this face from the other one to create the main outside, the show face of the box. So let's start it. So here I am cutting down the strips for the plywood. They're all 1/2 inch thick and 1/2 inch wide. So there's several strips that are being cut down, and now I'll be gluing everything up together. It's a fun process. It takes a lot of time, but it works, and it's slow, really slow. Well, it's all together and it's clamped. They say you can never have enough clamps. I just have a few more clamps on the rack right now. But anyways, so we'll have to wait a couple of hours for this glue to dry and set up, and then back to the table saw. Scraping all the glue squeeze out and sanding it, and then going back to cutting. This is the second round of cutting, and then I have to go back and glue everything again to get the fronts and the backs. So one piece is getting done. So you have the front and the back over here. So this section is the front and that's the back. And then I don't have enough left over to the sides, so I decided to glue up the side from a different piece of walnut, which is down there. I got to glue that up, and that's going to be the side. So that'll kind of match the top. Sorry, these are the sides. So this is going to be the side, and then that's going to be the top. So it's going to be around 10.5 inch to 11 inch long, 1/2 inch thick. So that's the plan. Time to glue up. Back to sanding the sides after everything is dried up. So pretty much all day has gone today, putting together the front and backs, and then you have the top, which is again made up of an old butcher block sample, cut up and glued up, and so yeah. And then these are the sides, and then I'm going to make a bottom out of 4-inch plywood sitting up here. So yeah, I still have to do all the joinery, and it all still needs to go together, so it takes time when you use scrap wood. Project is going pretty well. Everything is glued up. Oh, it's getting glued up. So like I said earlier, you just can't have enough clamps. You have 18 clamps on this. 4 bar clamps, few Bessie clamps. Then we have some other cheaper clamps on. But yeah, this is how it looks. Should be able to open it up tomorrow. Do the splines and the final finishing. So here I am putting the splines on the sides, and that's mainly to reinforce the sides because they're only ½ inch thick wood pieces, so the idea is the splines will hold them together better. So I swapped out the table saw blade from a dado blade to a regular blade, and now I will cut the splines from a butcher block sample that I have had sitting for a while. That will go on the main body of the box. So the splines are all in, glued, and I'm just taking the extra portions on the side out with a pull saw, and then I'll just sand the whole thing out at 220 grit and then finish it. All the cuts are done, things are assembled. Now it's time for some good old-fashioned rattle can finish. Yep, some rattle can finish. That's what I'm doing. The box is done. Just waiting for the finish to dry. I had to get rid of all the polyurethane finish that I had initially put, and I went in with some tung oil. Just gave it a much smoother, cleaner and non-blotchy finish. So yeah, this is how it looks.